guys, welcome back to Conversations with Jen. Obviously, as you can see, it's just me here. I'm not in conversation with anyone other than you guys. I thought it would be good to kind of just talk a little bit about the series, why I started it. Not really so much my journey, because as we go through the different episodes, you'll kind of learn a little bit more about my experiences, the similarities or differences between the people that I'm speaking with, but more about the purpose behind the series, what I'd like to achieve from it, and all of that good stuff. So I suppose it would be a good idea to start from how it all came about. It wasn't actually initially my idea. Of course, you guys know that I have been advocating for sickle cell for a very long time, but my methods are usually blogging or writing and that sort of thing. I've rarely kind of done anything in detail in front of the camera unless it's been for someone else. But the reason why this came about was from a good friend of mine. He's also the operations manager for My Friend Jen International. He had this idea of speaking to people so that they could share their differences and similarities about sickle cell. I'm talking about Gavin. So Gavin kind of learnt about sickle cell because he realized that there were so many people around him that had it, but he wasn't aware of it. And so he kind of encouraged me to start having these conversations with other people. I pondered it. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't sure how it was going to work and also what my style would be, interviewing people. It's really different when you're just speaking from the heart as opposed to trying to get other people to pour their hearts out. So I think it was a significant point that I realized that this is something that I really wanted to do, and that became important to me. The main reason for that was because I went through a really difficult time. This was during 2020, during the pandemic, and I touched a little bit on this in the episode with my mom, which is episode 6. So you can go back and listen to that. It's a very emotional episode where I touched on some of the difficulties that I had with the health service, with my healthcare, and with just all of the complications that have built me up to this point. I was pretty much told that there was nothing more that could be done for me. And it was almost like at that point, death became more of a realistic alternative to life. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but you'll notice in the next few episodes that you see that I won't be speaking with people that are only in the UK. I'm currently in Jamaica. I'll be going around the Caribbean and hopefully America as well to kind of share the different experiences of other people living with sickle cell or those who are impacted. And my main reason for being here was because I thought it was going to be my last hurrah. I thought that Jamaica was going to be my last holiday, my last chance at kind of visiting home, so to speak, because it has always felt like home to me. And lo and behold, I'm still there like 2 years later, so I ain't coming back. But no, me going through that experience and being told that there was pretty much nothing else to do, I really wanted to share how I was feeling. And not only that, share what other people go through. Because at that point and being told that, it didn't just impact me, it impacted my parents, it impacted my family, it impacted my friends. Basically, my whole kind of network was really impacted by, what I was told and the decision that I made to kind of just, live whatever time I had left. So I wanted to be able to share these experiences, and I realized that maybe I'm not the only one that has been through this. So in having these conversations, I'd like to kind of educate people about sickle cell, the differences that can happen, because sickle cell affects every individual differently, and not just those living with sickle cell, but also families, friends, and those that can potentially be impacted by it. There's a lot of people that support one person sometimes, and I think sometimes we can focus on the one individual when really it's everyone around them as well. So that's the whole purpose behind the series, how I got here, why I'm still talking to you guys and having these conversations with various different people. Now, one of the other things that I think is just important for me to mention is the guests that I have on the show. I've mentioned that, of course, I want them to be either living with sickle cell or those that are impacted by sickle cell. For people living with sickle cell, I'd like to speak to people who, despite having sickle cell, they're still achieving greatness. They're not limited in any sort of way, because unfortunately, sometimes I feel like the stigmas against it can be given a bad name. People who have sickle cell may be labeled as, unable to do certain things, unable to have children, unable to hold down a job or even a career. So I'd like to also be able to highlight all the good things about it, not just the bad. And I really hope that this is something that we'll be able to continue. We'll be able to move forward. We'll be able to share more stories, spread more awareness, educate the world, and may conversations with Jen continue. So keep watching. The next few episodes, as I said, will be very interesting because I'm in Jamaica, and let's see where it goes from here. Thanks, guys.